Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV playthrough video. As we continue with my, at this point, crazy Endwalker journey, let's just get into a recap. Last time, the Scions set out from Camp Broken Glass on their way to infiltrate the Tower of Babel, ready to confront Anima, the manifestation of the Garlean spirit summoned through Varus's dead body. So we fought our way from the subway throughout the dungeon and into the tower, finally entering the chamber where the primal resided. The fight took us to multiple dimensions, but in typical Warrior of Light fashion, we came out victorious, and thankfully saving the Garlean people from any further tempering. Now, Fandaniel wasn't overly pleased with the outcome, but estimated that they had enough ether to implement their plan. With a few inputs on a fancy control panel, the tower burst to life, sending a blinding beam heavensward, striking the moon, beginning to destroy the 6 binding crystals holding Zodiark at bay. But wait a minute, what's that? It's the it's Krile. No, actually, it's Hydaelyn in possession of Kryle's corporeal form once again. In an incredibly weakened state, she acts to protect the final 6th seal from being broken, preventing Zodiark's summoning. And as Fandaniel and Xenos take it upon themselves to head up to the moon and free him, Hydaelyn redirects their path, shifting the flow of ether and basically kinda yeeting them out into the middle of space. Lol. That said, we know it won't be long before they find their way back, so while the rest of the Scions stay to fight the remaining Tempered, now running wild in Garlemald, the Warrior of Light charts a path for the moon. One short press of the Allagan teleportation device later, and there we are, standing on the face of another celestial body, on our way to meet with an ally of Hydaelyn's, following ancient spirits bound by grief to the large cerulean tower on the horizon. At the top, we find the Watcher, another ancient, this time dressed in white robes, busy at work maintaining the integrity of the gigantic primal prison below, where the sundered and incomplete projection of Zodiark himself remains bound, growing ever more powerful with each rejoining. As the Watcher explains that the ancient souls below are those who originally sacrificed themselves amidst the final days to give will to their star, summon Zodiark and save their civilization, they thus work against his will to help free the primal once again. He suggests we meet with them and do what is right, noting that they remain in existence here as long as Zodiark also remains. Upon speaking to the many ancient spirits, we stumble upon a conspicuous, glowing golden dog on the moon, of course, and it guides us into the magic dark cave, revealing the way forward to speak with the rest of the spirits in the Sea of Sorrow. However, the more spirits we deal with, the more things seem to stack up against us, but there is one who decides to keep us safe. Although he does not remember us from Amarot, that version being a memory conjured by Emmett, we definitely recognize our new old friend. But Hythlodaeus does recognize some aspect of our soul, as well as the Crystal of Azem, mentioning that Emmett meant us to have it. Before we get a chance to chat too much though, it's clear that our adversaries managed to find their way back from outer space, with a crashing return signaled by the imminent destruction of the final protective brand. We say a goodbye to Hythlodaeus as he fades into nothing, and our other lustrous golden friend provides passage towards the chaos. Upon arrival, Fandaniel and Xenos destroy the brand, and Fandaniel steals Xenos' thunder, throwing himself into the abyss below, fulfilling his stated desire to destroy everything, everyone, and himself in the process. He combines with a now free yet incomplete Zodiark, throwing us into a darkened realm faced with the memories of conflicting recollections of all of those who sacrificed in the name of Zodiark. As we clutch the Crystal of Azem amid the doom, a familiar stranger approaches in the darkness, and in a reassuring voice instructs us to believe, walk in faith, and let the light of our soul shine for all to see. Then addressing Hades by name, speaking of an unimagined but fitting outcome, before also fading back into the darkness. But with that, the time was upon us. The Warrior of Light must now take on Zodiark. the Zodiarch, as we enter the dark inside, summoning the now canonized warriors of light from across the shards in a fight of epic proportions and many tentacles, though not quite resulting in the destruction of Zodiarch, at least by our hand, as Fandaniel reveals that this was his ultimate plan all along, to goad the warrior of light into freeing Zodiarch so he himself could destroy the primal, bringing about the final days. In a bittersweet goodbye to himself as Fandaniel, Ammon, even Emperor Xande too, he challenges Hydaelyn and her faithful to one last proof of strength in Cataclysm before finally welcoming Oblivion. We return to the surface of the moon, confronted by the sure sign of the coming end, and a brief vision granted by the echo of the blue star below thrown into chaos, with someone in celebration of the very fact, before being pulled back to sense by the Watcher as the laws of nature over which Zodiarch presided become undone, bringing the advent of the final days. Xenos then reintroduces himself, but senses that we're just not in the mood tonight, honey. Departing with a promise to find greater power, such to truly make our heart run over with rage. And that's about where we left it off. Don't forget, if you're new here, to subscribe and become a member if you want to help support the channel. I appreciate you guys. Join the Discord, check out the links in the description. You guys know the drill. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sensed others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Hydaelyn have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. Okay. Hey! Welcome to the moon! How was your journey? Dare I ask what happened before we arrived? Well, thank grid. Remember that guy Zodiarch that we're always talking about? Thank goodness you're unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others, oh dear. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Kryl hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as conduit for Hydaelyn's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alphinaud and Alizé, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. Is he even name rather than the Watcher? By what manner of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Hydaelyn bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Amarot. Hey. I love how some of them are short for like super long. Okay. Not unlike perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Hydaelyn together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiarch, or rather, it was my duty. Till I beat the shit out of him. Then Zodiarch is no more. Maybe? And not without consequence, I'm afraid, for now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, will begin to unravel. That's what I said. The balance. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of... Whoa, 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 big guy. Are you alright? My attempts to forestall Zodiarch's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? Bon. By all means. If you would review them chronologically, I might suggest beginning with those on the upper floor. I shall leave that to you two, while I see what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. Oh, of course. Okay, lazy ass. Wait, does he just sit in this chair? He doesn't sleep? Bro doesn't have a bed? Okay, we gotta go all the way up, because you stole is a lazy fucking bitch, I guess? Hey, Tankwood. Zodiac defeated. While he may have been in an incomplete state, that's nevertheless an impressive feat. But even if you hadn't, his demise was inevitable. Fandaniel would have seen to it one way or another. That said, he probably would have wielded Zodiac's power to wreak untold destruction before taking his own life, making this the better of two unfavourable outcomes. Dost thou suppose our host hath maintained his solitary vigil since the very beginning, without rest or relief? If so, these records comprise the sum total of his existence. We must needs handle them with care. Shit, really? This is all his life stories? All his girlfriends and crushes and... As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. Daily summary, no abnormalities detected. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flows through your mind. The records describe how with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Hydaelyn greatly. Oh. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flows through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's effort to prepare in the event Zodiac broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loporrits, though it is not clear who or what they are. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of unexpected visitor flows through your mind. Me? Or Elidibus? The records note the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiac so long as he remains imprisoned. It's kind of fucked up. A little bit. Let's keep him locked up. Did you learn anything of import? So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. Oh, I know that already. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. Damn, something we knew before you stole it? He just took a little power nap. I thank you for affording me this short reprieve. He just sat down. He did an old grandpa snooze, you know? It's his time. Huh?
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Lore time, let's go. Long ago before the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Etheirys. Oh, it's the dungeon, Amarat. One day from within the earth a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where the next corruption would manifest. Huh. Oh shit, magic globe. I want one of these. The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of a celestial nature which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents.
Huh.
I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Sorry, bro. Cut you off. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely, with the advent of Zodiac, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
It's crazy how much Rory's whole talk that we found him in Ilmeg, how much that's relevant. Indeed, there was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause for the final days, he would need to remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so, rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac herself and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him in this place. That's what Emmett explained. What she told me in the ethereal sea was false. Could have sworn she beseeched me to banish the darkness? Oh, did she tell me that? I'm gonna have to go back and look. Huh. Wait, is Hydaelyn playing us? Perhaps she did, but as with all beings, intent is not always in accord with spoken word. Hydaelyn and Zodiark are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiark was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half Etheirys' population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen, and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Have I been being used this entire time? Was I a pawn with the Echo a little incentive? Is Hydaelyn a bitch? But she seemed so sweet when we met her. Maybe that's how she does it. That's how she gets you. She's like a honey trap. Isn't that what they call it? Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Etheirys and her history. Like Zodiark, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wish to look to the future and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her?
That's true, though.
How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days.
What do you want to do? What if we die?
Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. The final days. Bring ruin to the source and its reflections will share in its fate. Oh, what now? It is ready? This way if you would be so kind. What's bro been cooking here for 1,000 solo years? Wait, does that get bigger? Okay. Now they see it, right? Over here, looking at the moon on a beautiful night. Now they see the thing, right? Surely, somebody went, hey, did you guys see the big light show on the moon last night? I wonder what that was. A beautiful sight, is it not? What is it?
Yes, but what is it?
See? We're connected. Me and her. Hydaelyn knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiark and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. Oh. This moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Etheirys to safe harbor. Oh. Holy shit. You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them. And fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark. Well, that's kind of sad. He's been so helpful. It's kind of sad that, like, all these people and ancients and stuff are so nice and they exist just to, like, help us out and fulfill their duties, and then they just, like, disappear into nothing. It makes me fucking depressed. I want them to stick around and be nice guys. That's no moon. Literally. Oh god, they did it. They did the meme. Etheirys. Etheirys was referring to the people, right? Or is that what they called the Eorzea? Is that what they called the star? That was in Hydaelyn's day. Then they had a bunch of rejoinings. Wait, so was Hydaelyn a person then? Like a real person back in the days of Etheirys? Or was she still a primal? Because the way it reads to me is like she was almost like a leader of them, like a savior of them, but not in the primal like god sense. Just in more of like an actual leader. I don't know, man. I have so many fucking questions. The whole Hydaelyn thing is still like up in the air for me. Helping hands. Long last, the Watcher is ready to fulfill his final duty. The time has come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mare Lamentorum, where Zodiark was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing you across. The dog? The dog's called Argos? As Hydaelyn created me as the jailer, so too did she create Argos as the guard. Aww. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand and attempt to call upon him there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you will find your way. If he labors in service to Hydaelyn's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand then? Okay. The place we seek is just ahead at the Chlorophosgrot. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You would be hard pressed to find a greater confluence than inside this cavern. Follow me. Yes, here will do nicely. The lunar spongoi draw ether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the spongoi along? Give my ether so we can get a dog? Yay! That was easy. Hey. You give us a little tail wag. Argos manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. The most fascinating creation of Hydaelyn's, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he is even able to create reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. No, Argos was quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now, it seems. I cannot recall when last he showed such an affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. Huh. As for your companions, he does look like Minfilia. The braids. Wait, there's so many? Unexpected, but greatly appreciated. I believe we are all ready. Then let us return outside that you may cross the chasm. Oh, we all get them. It's totally Minfilia, bro. Look at this shit. Your destination is the structure there across the Cradle of Darkness, but climb onto Argos's back and he will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiark's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. Oh, I wish he had a name. Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not all go at once. I propose the two of us cross first, while Tancred and Urianger wait here. Yay! Date night! Holy shit. A malefic ether yet permeates from the crater, remnants of Zodiark most like. This is cool. They did this for the Thavnarian part. Oh, just a little further. Oh, big gate. I was like, why is there one already done here? This structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amoritine. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? Oh? Keep one, keep one, keep one. Yay. Most intriguing. A means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap? Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Stay here where it's safe, alright? Good boy. If Argos is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. Oh, just, oh, hello. Hotel? I get hotel lobby vibes, a little bit. Sheesh. Seems pretty empty though.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Right? Yes. Oh! I see them. I've seen this. Aww. They're the pilots. Yeah. Oh my god, there's fucking... They're actually tiny as well. There's an army of them? Morning. Morning, sleepyhead. Their leader.
Look lively, everyone.
They have a voice?
I know. This 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance. For Zodiark, alas, is no more.
This is the same voice as Backlog, same person.
As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose. to bear the people of Etheirys to safety.
Yay!
Our time has come, my friends.
Oh my god, they're so happy.
We must, I expect your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Etheirys. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
They're little cuties. We're like, what the fuck, dude? What is happening on this moon?
'Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Who knew, man? All this was happening up there. I find Urianje's reasoning somewhat flimsy, but the crew seems amicable enough. It would require a hard as hardest diamond to raise one's voice in anger to beings possessed of such profound saccharinity? Big words. The state or quality of having an excess of tender feelings out of love, nostalgia, or compassion. Lancred's dumbfounded expression suggests he is still struggling to comprehend the spectacle he has just witnessed. Tell me about it. They just keep coming. They must be the Loporrits mentioned in the Watcher's records. Ah, that's what they are. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. I assume the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader, though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it. Why is everything so big for them? And they're so small. Like it's gonna take them like 2 years to get up this. Oh, they're just walking around. Look how small they are. Oh. Hey. I'm thinking of spending a night outside Bestway's burrow, but I'm not sure what I'll need to take with me, aside from a tent, I suppose. He's going camping. Camping way. Aww. Such a fascinating apparatus. Though it's hard to believe it could house so many crew members. Even so, there is nothing else here to suggest other types of accommodation. Hum hum hum. The leader of the crew, not me I'm afraid, Livingway's the name. I'm in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmospheric circulation system. Only the crispest, cleanest air for the people of Etheirys, and that's a promise. Livingway that does the AC. Okay. Guiding way. Do you need help with something? I'm busy assigning duties at the moment. I don't like guiding way. Well, actually, that was kind of... They're probably busy. Weaving way. What do you think of our clothing? I'll have you know I'm the mastermind behind its design. I like the boots. Little boots. Little booties. At least they can wear hats, right? Dozing. Aww. Nim nim nim. Leader? No. Sleeping way. My job is... It's narcolepsy. Perhaps I'd better ask. Narcoleptic Bunny on the Moon. That sounds like an album title from the 80s. Oh my, but isn't this exciting? I've never seen one of your kind up close before. Would you mind if I take some measurements of your body? Just for reference, of course. Titaru way, more like. What? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? Take me to your leader. I'm gonna sing. What was that supposed to be? You're humming, if one can even call it that. It's atrociously off key. It should sound more like this. Wait, are they actually making that sound? As leader of the Loporrits, I cannot allow substandard attempts at musicality to go unremarked, even if you are a guest. But being the magnanimous sort that I am, I'll forgive you this once. Well, looks like you beat us here. They've kind of got no chill. Your friends, I take it. Is this all of them? A group comprised entirely of children? What must their parents be thinking? Huh? This isn't a nursery after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter, you needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we shouldn't be standing about gawping. I must take you to meet the others. If you could run along back toward the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's the large glowing ball at the center, if you should find yourselves lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floor it is. This is a workout. Holy shit. Oh, man.
Right, of course. Introductions are in order. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporrits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Etheirys to a brave new world.
Yay!
More specifically,
The little
I am
nose.
the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw.
Aww.
Livingway's the name, map reader and navigator of the heavens.
It's totally the same person.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Yeah.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it.
Are they gonna give the little, like, when you get on a plane and they do the seatbelt demonstration and the life jacket and all that?
The people of Etheirys, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiac's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents said to you little ones, on ahead while they began the necessary preparations.
Of course, yes.
Still not following? No? Very
No.
well, I shall elaborate further.
They're very helpful.
Here we have Etheirys, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without
Okay.
Zodiac around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade.
Mm-hmm.
A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Etheirys, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
Yeah.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected.
I love how she just like, or they just like summarizes what Uri says in, I don't know, like 8 words.
Imagine, if you will, that Etheirys is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun.
Oh no.
The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Etheirys, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
Abandon the carrot.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
But we love carrots.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold.
Wait, are we legit doing this? We're just bailing?
And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star. Easier said than done, admittedly. For one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems.
Hell
We
yeah.
ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Hydaelyn. Back in the old days, when she was still just Venar, she was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings.
Excuse me? Lore drop. Oh, I guess he was the heart, right? So that kind of makes sense. Where's Venar's a G, right?
And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement.
Alright, we're just gonna pick a random star.
No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
Help? From who?
No, we get there. Okay, cool. Oh man, wow. The Gleaners, the Sharlians, the Forum.
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? But you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
Whoa.
I'm
You've not seen the hair?
ready to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women.
Dude, if they comment on how I look like him.
And I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon? Hydaelyn herself led you here. You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted?
Whoa!
Little baby carrot people.
I feel like they're little baby carrot people. I think they are projecting slightly.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
She thinks it's a whole thing.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Etheirys, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages.
Until when, though?
I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it? Livingway, can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy.
Building
Change
way.
of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale.
Oh, they'd be the really big?
All of them. Yes, all of them. And
Oh my
no
God.
buts. See to it with all speed.
You don't have to.
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
Yeah, they really have no chill, man. A hairy situation, I love it. Remember when you were fighting a god and worrying about an apocalypse earlier in the stream? Was that today? Was that this stream? Huh. Wow. Remember we killed the literal, like, main villain of the whole thing? Yeah. Wow. I think it works because this is a good breather after dealing with what we thought was going to be the big bad all these years. Stuff with Quintus in from the cold Zodiac all in rapid succession. Time for acute diversion. Dude, this is like insane. There's so many things that just like that would require a whole like week to process on their own, you know? The idea that we're even on the moon, it's insane. And now we're like, there's this secret little mini bunnies on the moon that are pilots. And by the way, the moon is a spaceship. Okay, pretty good place to call it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Endwalker, guys. So my assumption is that we're going to, at some point soon, head back to Charlian, given the whole resource shuttling thing to and from there in the moon. And we've kind of found out what their duty was, so very interesting. Again, lots of questions still unanswered, but I'm assuming we're going to get them soon. Thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here and you're enjoying the videos. I'd appreciate it. Become a channel member. Hit the join button just below this video if you want to help support my channel. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.